Okay. It wasn't meant to be a silent live, and I still don't know if you can hear me or not. Can people hear me? People on the horizontal live, can you hear me? Oh, brilliant. Right. I don't know what happened there. I just reloaded OBS and it just seemed to sort it out. Right, so I'll just say hello again to everybody in the horizontal chat. I have had some technical difficulties this morning and well this afternoon, and obviously that continued into the actual live. So apologies for that. So welcoming Kevin, I'm really pleased that you've finally made one of my lives. And then we had Keeping It Real, and we had lovely Jackie coming in, and now we have Butterroll Boutique. And answer to your question, Boutique, get that right. I've had a stressful morning trying to get all this set up, and there's been some issues with the technical side. But as long as we're sorted out now, hopefully we can get on with the video and see where we go. So I really do apologise. It's just one of those things, and I'm still quite new to live, so that's my excuse. Your name is Dorothea. Welcome in, Dorothea. And on the vertical live, we also have Yvonne coming in. And I would like to know if you can hear that echo, because for some reason my phone is playing sound when it shouldn't, and it's sort of echoing back, so I'm just making sure that yous can't hear it. I'll put up with the annoyance as long as it's okay for yous. Michael's Adventures, welcome in. You was walking earlier. And we also have Nightbot in. It went on a holiday last time I did a live, so at least they've turned up as well. I don't know if anybody caught my premiere last week. I know a couple of yous in chat did see it. I know Kevin definitely seen it. But I started a new craft again. I started off with buying something from Temu. And like I said, I find it a really good way to start a craft inexpensively. And the craft that I tried last week was something called quilling. Now, I've known of that technique for years, but it come to light that not a lot of people have heard of it. But I got quite a lot of enjoyment of doing it, more so than a lot of other arts and crafts that I've tried. So I ordered an automatic quill machine, like a little machine that quills it for you. So it wraps the paper into a circle and then you make different shapes. And I recorded another video pretty much the day after I got that electric quiller, if that's what it's called. I'm not sure if that's the name for it. And I'll be posting that at some point of this week. And I was quite happy that I was able to make something 3D. So I've got loads of projects in mind of what I can do with this quilling, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you a bit more of that on lives when I do it. So I will be designing what I'm sort of sculpting in a way, and then putting it into putting it into a project and producing some pieces. Now, a lot of people like using quilling for like cards and other paper crafts, but it's got so much more potential than that. So what I generally do on my videos is I buy something, I have a play about with it. If I like the craft, sorry, brain's not working today. If I like the craft, I will then go and make a video doing what I'm doing after I've unboxed it and get to know how to use it so I can become better at using it. Now, certain projects and certain crafts take a lot longer to get used to. For example, at Christmas, I purchased myself a Cricut machine, and I have been working with it behind the scenes, but because the parts and the things that you have to get to be able to use it are quite expensive, plus an extra major learning curve of how to use their program, it's taken me a number of months to sort of get to where I'm at with it. But that is something that I will be looking at posting very soon, along with the mistakes that I made. So if there is anybody out there who likes to do or would like to do Cricut, I know a lot of people actually have the machines, but they're stored away because they're so complicated, the program wise, to be able to use them. And I'm hoping to simplify what I've learned so I can help people take them Cricut machines out of the cupboard, blow the dust off, and start using them because they're an amazing, amazing machine, and you can create so many things with them. Right, we've got extra people coming in. Okay, Famida, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome in. Who else have we got? Oh, Amanda. Hello, Amanda. It's Scraptastic Crochet. Keisha, welcome in, lovely. And who do we have? We have the same people on the horizontal, so that's perfect. Right. It looks like we're back to where we should be. Before all the technical issues. Okay, so way is because I want to keep it as less complicated as I can whilst I'm doing these lives, just because I've not got used to doing them properly yet. And even though I've done a few now, I seem to have technical difficulties every time I come to do it. So I'm hoping that I will be able to do more lives, therefore using less time doing editing. Because what seems to be happening is I'm spending so much time on editing, it's taking the time away from my family. And up until yesterday, I was on the verge of giving up YouTube. But I had to just rethink it. Because it was taking so much time up doing the editing, I'm going to try and be a bit more raw on it. So any big projects, anything, really big, obviously I'll be editing them. But generally on the day-to-day filming, I'm either gonna be doing lives, or doing basic editing on basically taking all the mistakes out that I make, all the ums and ahs and all that type of stuff. And try and simplify it a bit so I'm not spending so much time on the editing side of it, because I still want to do the crafts, I still want to do everything, but I'm finding the time constraints difficult. So I need to make it work for me and obviously produce something on a consistent basis, which is really difficult when you have a lot going on. Jodie, welcome in, lovely. Okay, so we've not got a lot left on this, to be honest. We did manage to fill quite a lot in it last time. But I'm going to go on to the L's. And what you do basically is on this side, it'll tell you the letter and the number. And then you take the corresponding packet. This one's got an 11 on it. Always use scissors to open it because to separate them, because I did it once and the diamonds ended up everywhere. So I'm basically emptying this into these little trays. Again, bought from Temu. They are cheap and cheerful, but they do help separate these little tiny diamonds. So I'm not going to put a full amount out because in these little trays there's little grooves, and there is better ones than these. And I do have one somewhere, just not actually found it. And we're going to move on to that lettering. I have a little echo. It's not the only little thing I've got, Amanda. I've got a little pain in the neck at the minute. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm trying to turn it down. Just let me try again. Where's it coming from? Hello? Right, it's coming from that one. Just bear with me, I'm just going to see if I can get rid of that echo. For some reason, it's not letting me take it off. Hello? Is that any better? I think I might have sorted it. Possibly. Has the echo gone? It has on my side. Michael, if you prefer to do the horizontal, it is on the YouTube. If you want to switch over to that one, Kevin's over there, and who else have we got over there? Jodie's over there. Keeping it real. I just wanted to open this up to people so that they can do it vertical or horizontal. Because I don't know who's using phones and who's using the TVs or tablets, because all my analytics that are coming back are saying it's pretty much 50-50. So I didn't want to lose those people who are wanting the vertical and use the vertical on the phones. So I thought it'd be a good way to sort of have them both run at the same time. Unfortunately, and this was one of the problems that I had this morning, I was trying to do them both on an operating system called OBS, and I've got all the plugins, I've done the test like I did last time, and when I actually come to go live, everything seemed to not work. Technology is allergic to me. I've muted myself. Oh, for God's sake. Am I muted on the horizontals as well? Oh, what have I done? Am I back on? There's no sound. Is the sound now? What have I done? Any sound? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Basically just turned my phone back on, but thank you for letting me know about that. Like I was saying, technology is allergic to me. Technology and me in my ripened age is not working for me. I used to be what you class as a whiz kid when I was at college. I was studying computers, I was doing programming, I was extremely knowledgeable about computers. And then I had children later on in my 20s, and I think the baby brain went, the baby brain stayed when the children were born, because ever since, my brain has never been the same. Kendra, welcome in, lovely. We've been having some technical difficulties, but hopefully we are hopefully in the right place now. Sam, welcome in. How are you? Long time no see. It's really great to have everybody over here. I've, I want to talk about this anyway because everybody goes through this, and my channel is about creating and relating. So we're creating. At the same time, I'm hoping that we're relating. And the thing I want to talk about today mainly is the difficulties I've been having for the last few weeks. I've been struggling to sort of keep my pain levels low. Um, I'm not sure who is aware, but I have a condition called fibromyalgia, and it affects me in many ways, including a lot of pain and fatigue. And I need to try and balance, as a single parent of children with special needs, my life, my disabilities, their disabilities, and trying my best to have an attempt at this YouTube. It's something that I wanted to do a long, long time ago, and I never had the courage, um, but also the capabilities of actually doing the time and the efforts of putting it into it. I've had to do a lot of efforts around my children, around meetings, around specialists and hospitals and doctors and things for myself in the same way, same respect of disabilities, etc. So thought, I thought when my children went to college, um, I would have a bit more free time on my hands so that when the children are all grown up and, they're going to need some support, they will need that anyway. But when they're all grown up and I'm able to um, do things that I want to do, which has been restricted for so long, I didn't want it to be where I just had nothing there. I wanted to sort of build this up in the background. Um, and I gave myself a period of 2 years to see if it works, if I can build a community up and be able to chat with people, things like that. And these lives have been great for that. This is basically my social life. I don't go out, I rarely go out, and when I do go out, it's generally to do something with one of the children. My mum and dad do watch the kids every 6 weeks, so I can have a night to myself. But generally, I'm that exhausted. I tend to stay at home and watch a film and have a little drink to myself. I don't drink while the kids are there, so that's my time to have a little drink. But since finding you guys on YouTube and certain particular people who I've become quite close with, who have helped loads. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even imagine the support that people do get on this channel. And that's something that I want to say a huge thank you to Kevin for, that he provides that space for like-minded people. By the way, just in case you don't know who Kevin is, Kevin has a channel called Tuber Chat. And I join him I try to do 3 times a week. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but I generally try and be there for some of the time at least. And he helps grow communities, helps grow your channel. Um, and I've met some really lovely people in there, and I've become friends with a few people, and it's about forming those relationships. And we've been able to support each other on our journey through YouTube, and it's just made it that bit easier. There's been a few times when I wanted to give up YouTube because of the demand of what you need to do and how much work is in the background. But they really do help you go past that point and just go, no, I'm going to continue it. Just having a bad day or a bad week, and try again on the next one. And that's what's been really good about being part of Tuber Chat family and being able to talk to them, even though you can only type small little parts on the chat. It really does help knowing that you've got that support there, and other people have either gone through what you've gone through or going through what you're going through, and it just makes it that little bit more tolerable. That you've got somebody there to support you. They've been through it or going through it, and it just makes it a little bit more, what's the word? You don't feel as alone. Okay, I need to catch up with some of these chats. So let's see. We've got highs. Kendra says, yes, I was talking to a friend yesterday about how much of a blessing Kevin is. He has been the reason for so many amazing friendships and connections. Completely agree with you. Um, you do get the odd person coming in and then you never see them again. But generally, the people that are in there have either been there for years and years and years, or have joined, a couple of times, but have kept on coming back. And it really is a blessing, to be able to be part of that group. If anybody doesn't know, the channel name is Tuber Chat. If you just go to their live sections, and I'm pretty sure that, well, all of us will make you feel welcome there. It's a very welcoming group, and you get a lot of hints and tips and tricks and knowledge. Kevin is Kevin is very knowledgeable. Say that. Um, he knows what he's doing. He's been on YouTube since day dot, I believe. So yeah, head over there and check it out if you've not done so already. Now let me check up on the vertical live. We have Happily Ever Eats. Welcome in. I think this is your first time in. I did recognise your name from Tuber Chat from last night. Saw you live and had to come in and say hello. It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday. Totally agree with you. Happily ever eat. Sorry, happily ever after come straight out then. Tam, you're very quiet today. Just saying hello, are we? You're just getting a taste of the room, a feel of the room. And crafting by Jacket, you've moved over to the vertical life. It's good that you're all sort of swapping from different ones just to see if the experience is any different. If you would like to put a comment in the chat, no, if you would like to put a comment in the comment section at the end of the video, when it all goes off, just let me know whether you prefer the vertical or the horizontal, and I will get a better idea of where to go in the future with what I'm doing. Okay, what else we've got? A couple of people saying hello to everybody. Amanda, I'm so tired. Today was my first time on a bicycle in years. It's not true though, is it, that you never forget to ride a bike? Last time I tried it, I fell off the bloody thing. After about 10 years of not riding one. Needless to say, I can't ride a bike anymore. So anybody who can do it, just do it. Because trust me, when you're not able to do these things, yeah, you miss them. You think it's that choice, not having that choice of being able to do it. So if you can do it, get on with it. So, and of course, I can't start out with almost 10 kilometers. What? You tried 10 kilometers? or kilometers, kilometers. I don't know how people say it. Tam's coming in there, but don't forget to like and leave a comment and press the hearts to let YouTube know that you like Stacey's content. Yes, please do. Thanks for reminding everybody. Get some comment. Mama Juju, welcome in. Sorry, listing stuff on eBay for my eBay 3D print shop. Be with you in a few. Okay, take your time, lovely. I know you're there in the background. Handcrafted by Jackie. You lost sound. Again. What is going on? Can you still not hear me? Can you hear me? I'm really sorry for the technical difficulties today. I definitely have an allergy to it all. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that I'm back. Yeah, right. I don't know what's going on. It seems like my screen goes off and the sound goes off. Let me see if I can sort that out so it doesn't happen again. Just bear with me 1 minute if that's something I'm able to do. How would I do that? I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on how long it stays on for and just make sure it doesn't go back off again. Just tap the screen. I know there's a way you can do it where it has so many minutes before it times out, but obviously it's not doing what it should be doing. Okay, yeah, Kendra's saying, yes, I was just talking to a friend yesterday about how much of a blessing Kevin is. Yeah, I'm sorry, I've read that bit, yeah. Totally agree. Kevin, my husband, even likes you, and he generally just doesn't like any people. He can make friends with anyone, but doesn't particularly like people, if that makes sense. He likes you, though. Kevin's so down to earth. I think that's what it is. I'm just glad the whole system works, and there really are enough of us to support each other's channels and get them all moving. Exactly. You're uploading your walk. Okay, well, I'll check that out later. Yes, it's truly an amazing thing to see and experience Tuber Chat, connect and grow. Yeah, I totally agree. And we're back on the sound. Everything's going okay there. Let me know if it isn't. And I do appreciate when you point that out. It's not something I enjoy hearing, but obviously I prefer to know because I don't want it to be where you can't hear anything I'm saying. Maybe you might think differently. You might not want to hear what I'm saying. Okay, I'm looking for 14. And these scissors, you probably can't see it now, but I cut my thumb last week on the scissors because silly me decided to clean the like adhesive off them from what I was using them on the Cricut, and decided it'll go straight through the wipe I was using. I had some like little glue wipe, glue removal wipes, and they must have been real sharp because they went straight through the wipe onto my skin and cut the skin. But it was one of them, do you know, one really annoying kind of paper cut ones on the fleshy part of the thumb, and it was, what number was this? T. That's not even a number. Oh, I think it's going to be one of those days. Okay, so what I was saying earlier before the sound and everything went off is I was having some struggles with balancing YouTube, and I think it would also be a good subject to sort of cover in some way, but obviously I don't want it to be where I'm talking about things creators struggle with if people of the general public, people who are not creators, would be, I don't know whether they'd be actually interested in hearing the struggles of creators, because before I started doing it myself, doing the YouTube and uploading and all that kind of stuff, I basically, might be me just being naive, but I thought film the video. All you need to get over with is your fear of actually being in front of a camera. Do a couple of edits and upload it to YouTube. And if you do that, basically you stay within the tens of subscribers rather than succeeding and moving on a bit better. There's a lot involved and it's difficult enough. I'm a quick learner, but the problem I have is remembering what I've learned. And that is something that I've had to sort of realise myself. But everybody has their own struggles, and remembering and learning, they're the things that I've struggled with, also with the time side of things. And I just think it'd be a good idea to sort of open up and talk about um what's made it easier for you, or if you've put any systems in place yourself, or what have you been up to be able to manage those things. I mean, I don't know if anybody's in the same position as me, who, doesn't have that second person to help out, watch the children whilst I'm busy or they're busy. A shared relationship. I mean, the kid's dad left when they was 12 and is fed very little to them since. Quite a rejection for everybody, especially the kids. They're quite pleased, to be honest. They didn't want they didn't want him in their lives after the way he's shown his colours, but it does sort of make you realise that that if you want 5 minutes to go and do something, or if you want to just nip out to get something sorted, them are the things that you sort of think, yeah, I could do with somebody sort of just being able to watch them here and there. They're a bit older now, and I can leave them in for a little bit, not together, because they need a referee. Okay, so we've got some comments about how you manage being a creator. So Kendra's coming in with, I write everything down. I have to make lots of notes. Yes, I have loads of notebooks all the way around me. I also take screenshots of things on the phone, but I generally never look at them again. So they're all there. They're all sort of there, ready for me to look at. And if I just take note of actually looking at them, I would have saved myself a lot of time and effort researching it again. So yeah, that's one of my things I'm going to be looking at, is taking a look at my notebooks and taking a look at my screenshots. So she makes lots of notes, talk out loud, and very clear communication with my husband in regards to memory issues from post-concussion syndrome. Yeah, I know you have some issues with fainting and some other medical issues, but I've not really gone into detail about what what else conditions you struggle with. Um, but you'll know the same type of things when you've got your own medical issues and you're looking after somebody, whether that be a child or a parent or whatever. It's difficult to sort of manage it yourself. And yeah, taking notes is definitely one strategy. And this is one of the reasons why, like I said before, I wanted to do YouTube. But what happened during COVID was I really got into doing some DIY. I could only do so much, but whilst I was doing it, because I was forgetting everything that I'd learnt the day before, I started making videos so I could remind myself what I did and how I did it. so that the next day I didn't have to sit going on YouTube again to try and find out what I did. So I made little videos for myself and explained everything in really dumb terms so that when my dumb brain didn't want to work, I could use it. And yeah, that's where some of my videos sort of started, especially the DIY ones, right back at the beginning of the YouTube journey. Just want to check that we've still got sound. I nearly cut my finger off with a paint scraper a while ago, and I've drilled and sliced my finger so many times with a scalpel and drill, etc. The blood sacrifices had to be made for each project. Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears. Literally. Yeah. Do you know I've had a lot of cuts from bits of power tools and DIY tools, and yeah, they can be really bad, but the general like nicks and cuts and stuff like that, I actually find scissors and paper and card a lot more painful with the cuts than I did with any of the power tools that I was trying to use. I shouldn't say trying to use because I was actually using them. I was doing quite well for somebody who's never had any experience. My other half, my ex, wouldn't let me use power tools, and one of the first things I did when he walked out after taking all the power tools with him was sorted out some bits and pieces so that I can start doing power tools, and that's why I started doing DIY projects. If you check back right at the beginning of my YouTube journey, I did a full kitchen makeover, which I am proud to say I did solely on my own. I had, the children there and my dad there to sort of, if I needed anything lifting or carrying or anything like that. But the actual general kitchen itself and the dining room project that I did was all done by little me. And that was quite a proud moment for myself and a good realization that I was able to do these things that I was told for years that I'm not allowed to, or I can't do, or I'm not good enough to do it. So sometimes, especially if you've been in a relationship, where they've been quite toxic towards you, it's a really good way to sort of prove them wrong. And that's what I did. Nightbot's actually making an appearance today. No sound. Oh, for God's sake. No sound. Hear what you're saying, nothing. Oh, for God's sake, what's going on with it? Oh, Tam, you just made me turn it off to make sure you can hear me, you little sod. Anything could have gone wrong with all this, and I'd have believed you. It's been one of them days trying to get this sorted. Lovely, thank you. I'll get you back. I don't know how yet, but I'll get you back. If I could, hiding behind the heart. If I couldn't hear you, how would I know you were asking if I could hear you? Well, like I've just been explaining, I've got a dumb brain on the best of days. So on the days, I mean, yesterday and the day before, well, the day before yesterday, and I don't like admitting these things because it's not really something that I generally broadcast about, but I was in bed pretty much the full day. I was having to take my strong medication because of the amount of pain that I was in. So I completely lost Tuesday. Um, no, Monday. Or was it Tuesday? See, one of the days I lost, and I was struggling so much with pain. So Anybody could play a trick like that on me because my brain tends to go a bit more dumb when I have high pain levels. So yes, you got me. So for the last couple of days, I've had the dumb brain. I think your body's got a natural thing of trying to be able to, if you can't process something in one way, you can process it in another way, and that's basically like I've been looking at laptops recently, and one thing that I've noticed is where they can take virtual memory from another part of memory. And I was sat thinking, yeah, it's just basically what I'm like. If I'm not able to cope with pain on one day, I think it takes some of the gigabytes from my brain from the pain to the actual being able to function and think. It can make things, this is Kendra, it can make things harder, that's for sure. And then sometimes emotional, yes. Kind of feelings like a failing mum because of the limitations. Nobody makes me feel that way. It's all me being hard on me. I feel you. I completely, and I mean, I'm not just saying it, I completely get that. Um, yesterday, no, day before yesterday, I was very emotional. One because the pain levels were so high. I can normally hide the pain levels. I don't generally cry over them unless it's completely excruciating. But the emotional side for me is what gets me crying. And I think when you're in the pain and you're going through an emotional time as well, um, which I was doing, there was some issues going on with one of my children, and yeah, I was extremely emotional day before yesterday, and that's had a knock-on impact on me. See, I've got all my days mixed up. It wasn't day before yesterday. What day is it today? Wednesday today, isn't it? So Tuesday, Monday. No, it was Sunday. I had some emotional issues going on with one of my children, and I think that's probably why. Yeah, looking back at it now, I think that's why I was in bed all day on what day is it again? Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I was in bed all day on Monday. No, bank holiday was Monday, wasn't it? It was either Monday or Tuesday. I was in bed all day because of the pain. And I know for a fact that emotional pain manifests in physical pain. I don't know if anybody knows anything about fibromyalgia, but it's like an inflammatory issue and stress. Um, stress produces cortisol. Yeah, the higher your cortisol levels, your the higher your God brains. This is what happens. Inflammation. The higher the cortisol, the more inflammation your body has. So therefore, when I struggle with anything that's emotional or stressful, um, that's when I struggle more with the pain as well. But I don't want to moan about the pain. But I just want to sort of get it out there that, we all have our issues. Fibromyalgia is a very painful condition. But at least I get disabled parking. You gotta think of some positives, haven't you? Yeah, I get a place right next to the shops. Doesn't make up for it, like, but there's always a little bit of a silver lining for these things. I have pain every day today. It's a lot worse. Do you know I mean, I'm not obviously don't know your condition, Michael, but there's a few people who are close to the family who I know one in particular has fibromyalgia as well. He's a male, um, which is unusual. There's a lot more females than males who have fibromyalgia. But he's he's had a really bad flare up as well, similar to myself. But he he seems to think it's something to do with the weather. And that, we can always try and figure out what causes this and what causes that, but it does sort of make a point because I know when I'm on holiday in a warm country, or we have a nice day here, which is very rare in the UK. But yeah, this last week's been quite nice. And then it went a bit cold the other day, and that's when myself and this family friend struggled with some pain issues. And yeah, I think weather does sort of play a part in it. I'm sorry you're dealing with increased pain today, Michael. Me too. I hope you're feeling a bit better later on. Other stream is dead. What do you mean it's dead? Oh, nobody's in it, do you mean? There's nobody on the vertical at all. Well, I'll keep it running anyway, just in case anybody wants to jump in. Silly slurper. I thought that would be your chance to send me messages without offending anybody else. Could have a giggle. No, people in this chat are quite, I don't know them perfectly, but they seem good people and they seem to have a good laugh. Maybe not as the same type of humour, but they definitely have a humour. I'm just like it's like one of them word searches where you're trying to find the letter. I want to make sure I'm not before I put it away. I want to make sure that there's no other letters, but I think we have used them all. Right, so I'll put that one to one side until I find some more. Jackie's just saying there that we are our own worst critics. We are so hard on ourselves. Yeah, totally agree. And you don't realise how hard you are on yourself until you turn around and say something along the lines of, would you treat your friend like this? Would you give them the same opinion and the same um encourage or discouragement that you're giving yourself? And no, you wouldn't. So why do it to yourself? And that is something that I know and I struggle with, and I'm hoping to change it. And it's also about being as positive as possible with whatever it is. And like I said before, um, having a disability is a really tough thing to do. But if you look on the downside of it all the time, you're not going to experience all the good things that you've still got left in your life. In your life, the love in your, the love that you get from people around you, um, and even things like, yeah, I'm not able to walk very far, or I struggle with the pain, like I said. But on those days where I don't, or on those days where I can do more, I know I'm more grateful for them because I've experienced the hard side of things. You can experience and appreciate it when it is good. And that's something I struggle to get my children to see. I'm working on it, but they do struggle with that kind of, oh, it's all going wrong and nothing's going right, and this, things are going right. It's just that you can't see them when you're in a negative mindset. It makes to life. I'd start again. It makes brain. I can't even see. My eyes are right. Sorry, it's the light shining on my laptop from the window. I couldn't see the actual comment. It makes life a totally different story, doesn't it, Michael? my medical stuff started 24 years ago. We just kind of had to live differently. Everyone has something for the most part, though. Yep. I mean, my background is I've always been around disabilities. Even before I become disabled, my mum was really, really young when she got multiple sclerosis. I think she was 26, which is a really young age to be, in a wheelchair and um, bound by the condition and all the troubles that she's had to deal with. And I don't think, no, no, I know she's the reason why I continue fighting, why I continue pushing myself. Um, I mean, I have had to learn not to push myself too much because I need to find that balance. But the never giving up on yourself or your health and them type of things. She was a really great advocate for that for me. She's an amazing woman, and the amount of stuff both my parents have been through, um, they're amazing people, and I'm blessed to have them both in my life. But that just sort of lets you know that you can adapt. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not a great life, but you can still make what you've got left great. You might not have the ability to do everything, but you do what you can with what you've got. For example, I didn't have a big budget to spend on this craft. I think this particular one was something like £3 or £4. And yeah, you can go out and spend loads of money on bigger versions. But this has brought me just as much pleasure to do it. It's also brought people together in this stream. It's also brought something that I can gift to my daughter because she really enjoys the Adams Family, or the Wednesday thing, not the Adams Family. So, just buy one little crafts. I've just put that in the wrong place. Just by doing one little craft set, I've covered a lot of things that something that a lot of money can't buy, but it doesn't matter. You could go out and spend hundreds on one of these, and get really, really great crystals. Without playing Tiddlywinks here, you can get really great crystals and be really expensive. But unless you're doing it for somebody else, as in like to sell, you're still doing the same thing. You're still picking these individual gems up and putting them in the place where you would do anyway. So the actual craft itself is still feeling like you're doing something good. You're getting a result out of it, and you're able to do other things with it. George, welcome into the Vertical Live. How are you? Hope you're having an amazing day. Are you saying noob at me because I'm a newbie? Oh, someone's kicked him out. Was he, yeah, was he not being nice? Where's my teeth supposed to be? Not in my mouth. It makes life, oh, yeah, sorry. Ken said lots of different stories with lots of similar feelings and experiences. I am actually trying to get a collab live stream together with this exact topic. People with different struggles, but to show how we are more alike than not. Exactly. I don't mind being part of that if it's something you'd want me to get involved with, whether that's just giving you my opinion or what, I'm quite open with anything to discuss because I need people to understand these conditions that are hidden and you don't see what's going on. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's an absolute struggle every single day. Improvise, adapt, overcome has been my motto since I was 10. Yeah, that's great, that. Perfect. And I think that's why I've been so fortunate with being quite, um, what's the word? Like quite creative. That I've been able to come up with creative ways to be able to do these different ways of sorting things out for the kids and different charts and different ways of doing things to help them. I agree, it's a great motto. These struggles we all have to go through are such great opportunities to encourage others, and I love what we get from hard times. We grow, learn, improve, become more equipped for whatever lies ahead. Totally agree. So much reason to appreciate the struggles. Yep, I've removed him who was being a tit. Thank you, Kit. Thank you, Tam. We'll call you Kit then. Kit Tam because it rhymed with tit. If people misbehave, I have no trouble with giving them the chop with my little chop. I've just noticed, and I don't know if it's just my screen, but my camera seems to have the camera's not actually showing my hands moving in front of the camera. So I hope that's just a problem on my end. But if the picture's sort of been at a standstill for a while, can you let me know? Because I'm not sure if that's what you're seeing as well. And now I forgot what letter this was. Number 10. It's you. Yeah, so it's a struggle and it's a daily issue that we have to deal with, but we have to deal with it. And it doesn't matter what experience you're going through, there's always going to be somebody else going through the same thing. It's just when you're not able to see that person or be around another person, and I think that's what's made me feel lonely for quite a long time, is not having that person to sort of have an understanding. I mean, don't get me wrong, my parents are there, my children are there, and they help me with quite a few bits and pieces, but nobody really knows what you're going through unless they're in a similar or very similar circumstance. Um, Obviously, my mum's disabled, and she understands it from that point of view. But being a single parent, two children who have their own special needs and having a disability of your own, I don't know many people in the same situation. And it wasn't until I started joining some groups, um, just before COVID hit, that I didn't realise how many people are out there in a similar position. Not the same, but similar positions, especially the single parents inside. And it just makes you realise that you're not on your own and there is people out there who do understand. And that's why I wanted to do this channel, to be sort of creative and doing something that I enjoy doing and having somebody to do that creative process with, so that I can get something out of it where I'm being creative and I can do something for myself, but at the same time I'm able to do the relate side of things where I can talk to people about struggles and things that people are going through, just to normalize things, just to normalize what people are going through and what's going on. I want to move on to K. Uh, K is number 3. Try and find all these numbers. There we go. Is the camera It's just a purple background on the other screen. Oh, it isn't it? What's going on there then? How long's it been like that for, Tam? Do you know? Right, that's something to do with StreamYard, that. Now, the last, well, all the times that I've been having some trouble with on the lives in the past has been because of the OBS and not having it working correctly. But I've always been able to rely on StreamYard of basically going straight on there and setting it up last minute if there was any issues. And it seems to be this time that it's actually StreamYard I'm having trouble with. It's still frozen on that one. Seriously, why? Let's try. Um, this really isn't good. I do apologise. So you've only been able to see like a blank frozen screen and no sound. That's not good, is it, really? No wonder everybody's left. I can't seem to do like a refresh or anything. You can hear me on this one, but the screen has been frozen. I wonder what's going on. Don't use StreamYard on OBS, you noob. Why? What would you suggest I do use? My youngest boys were like, "Man, her hand is really still." I really want to refresh this on OBS, but I'm bothered that if it goes off, something's not going right here. Because the one on the right, that one's still working on the vertical, but yeah, the one on the OBS is completely frozen. I find that funny that my hand's been that still for that long. Oh, I'm really apologise. I've got all the screens open and I just didn't even notice that it's been frozen because it's like a 30-second delay. So I'm presuming you can still hear me. It's just the actual camera's not. And the camera's still on. I just can't do I can't do like a refresh on OBS from what I can see. If I exit it, it's going to end alive. How much longer are you going to be on? I think I'm actually going to call it a day because the screen's frozen. Um, my children are due back in a minute, and I'm not happy that this hasn't been working. I mean, on the stream status, it's saying the stream is healthy, no problems, but obviously it's not. You know, it's still frozen. So you use Restream. Even the free features are much better than the StreamYard paid for features. Yeah, I just like the idea of using OBS and having all the extra bits that you can sort of do. But obviously this week it's not gone to plan. And this doesn't do any favours for people who've been joining, who don't know me or haven't had anything to do with me in the past. It's not really a good impression. I know you guys are all doing, you're all do creators, that you're all creators anyway, and you understand sort of like what goes on and the problems that you can have. But yeah, it's not doing a really good job. You're running 90 minutes, is why you asked. Okay. I stopped using OBS because I was having the exact issue you are, right? Yeah, I just seem to have the same problems every time I try and set something up, unless I just do direct streaming. The problem I've got as well is I can't go directly through to I can't go directly to YouTube and upload sorry, stream to YouTube at all, directly without going through StreamYard or any other kind of program. I don't know what it is. It says you need to have over 50 subscribers, and I've reached that even with the shorts, and for some reason it won't let me do it. So I'm not really sure what goes on there. Right, I am going to love yous and leave yous. There's nobody in on the vertical live anyway, so we've got the 3 here, and obviously the screen is frozen, so there's not much more point in carrying on. I can carry on chatting to you, but it's obviously a frozen screen. I'm glad I was able to hang out and chat for a bit. I've enjoyed it. I'm off to get some schoolwork done with the kids. Have an awesome day, everyone. You too, lovely. Have a great day. Um, and Jackie, have a wonderful and blessed day. All right, love. I'm gonna head off. Um, just so I'm ready for when the kids get home. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. I really do apologise for all the technical difficulties. I will get better at it one day. But until then, I will love yous and leave yous. If you are watching this on the replay, which I don't think you'd get to the end of this point where it's actually frozen, but if you do, if you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, and if anybody would like to leave a comment in the comment section after the stream ends, I would really appreciate that. All right. What are you saying? All right, Michael. Bye bye. I'll try to get hold of you. I'm on Facebook. I'll tell you what. I'll nip on after this, and I will send you a direct message. Are you on Facebook then? I take it. Is it under the kits on Facebook? Are you under the kits and bits? Is that your face? Have you got a Facebook page for your channel? Right. Let me make a note of your name. I can use my phone now because I've stopped the vertical. I'll just write that down on my phone and then can, because I know if I go off the screen, I'll just not be able to find it again. Thank you. Yeah. You alright? Just hanging on for a sec, just while I try and find you. I'm gonna cut this video short anyway by the looks of it because obviously it's on a frozen screen. Oh, phone's on 9%. I better plug it in, on it. Oh, great. Just knocked all my beads all over. Mm. I think I've got you. Yeah, friends with Amanda. So, right, I've sent you the friend request. So you can get hold of me there. I'm gonna be unavailable for the next probably half an hour to an hour. Well, kids are due home any minute. So I'll be spending some time with them for a little bit. Plus my phone's dead. Well, it's not dead, but it's on 9%. So I'll give that a charge and I'll have some charge to be able to chat to you. Right, I'm gonna end the live and I will see you all again another time. I'll speak to you later, Tom. Bye bye.